Hi everybody. Today's talk's going to be a little bit casual. It may not resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. Just, you know, pass over this video. So we've talked a lot about energy in my videos. I've tried to explain about energy, how it works, give you ideas on how to work with the energy. So I really was feeling guided over the last week, I guess, to back up a little bit and explain why we're here, I guess, is the best way to put it. So my understanding is that before we came into body, as souls, we all want to elevate, level up, learn more and become better. And in order to do that, we have these set of guides, angels, a team basically that work with us. And by the way, over time, that team can change. It can shift according to where we are, what our skills and lessons we've learned, all of that kind of stuff. But backing up, before we come into the body, we kind of think about what it is we want to learn in body. And my understanding is that all souls have the choice of coming into body. Coming into body is the biggest learning tool. Not all choose to come into body. So, like, there are some angels that have experience being in body, so they understand it more. There's other angels who've never chosen to actually be in body. That's my understanding. When we decide what it is we want to learn, we have this committee, this big committee that helps us say, okay, these are your choices on different ways that we can help you learn this. My understanding of deja vu is when you have little previews of different lifetimes of how you could learn the lesson that you want to learn, or lessons. And when we choose that life that we want to go into, and we get to those little previews that we pre-saw in choosing this lifetime, that's deja vu. That's my understanding of it. I think probably everybody loves those little feelings of deja vu. To me, it's like a sign that we're on the right track. It's one of those synchronicities that happen. So we're back there with our committee, and we're trying to decide what kind of life we want to have and experience in order to learn whatever lessons. And if you read the book Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace, it's been a really, really long time since I read that book, so I don't remember everything that's in it, but I got a better understanding of it. And one of the things that I got a clear understanding of, and really that helped me in my life, was that she talked about Helen Keller and the teacher, and how Helen Keller decided she wanted to learn whatever it was she wanted to learn, and her guides say, okay, she needs a teacher to show up in her life to hold her feet to the fire, kind of thing. I'm paraphrasing from what I remember. And the soul of the teacher stood up and said, I love her so much, I will be that adversarial person in her life to be the teacher to help her learn those things. I have to tell you how that impacted my life. Reading, it's out on audio. I've read the book and heard it on audio, and I grew up with not the best of childhoods. There was a lot of abuse, and I remember when I was real young, I hated my father. I literally remember saying many times how I hated him. And so there was a lot of issues. And of course, it was a love-hate, because I also very much loved my father. And, but I felt like I was never good enough. Always felt impugned and like I was stupid. I never was as good as my younger sisters. And even a teacher made me feel that way. Like my two younger sisters were better students than I was. Why couldn't I be? This teacher literally said this to me. Why can't you be like your sisters who made straight A's? I wasn't a straight A person. I don't book learn like they learn. Anyway, when I heard that story of Helen Keller and the teacher, lights just went off for me. And I understood. And I always knew that my dad loved me. But I got a clear understanding that he loved me so much on a soul level that he volunteered to be that person in my life to teach me the lessons that I needed to learn. Not only that, it led me down the path to understand why my dad was the way he was. He was the way he was because of his upbringing. And it made me have compassion for my father. And it was just such an impactful understanding that everybody in our life, now I'm not going to tell you that it's been that easy with everybody in my life, because it's not been. There are other people in my life, even to this day, that I still struggle with the relationship, with the energy between us. Some that are not even really in my life, that I still struggle with what happened and not being able to let it go. And I'm not a vengeful or resentful person, but I can sometimes hold on to things that I shouldn't be holding on to. And I've even asked myself before, why can I have such a change of heart and understanding with the relationship with my dad, and I can't, this other person, I just can't get there. Why can't I get there? I've asked that over and over and over again. Obviously, it's a different lesson. Something I'm still working through. But anyway, the point is, everybody in our life comes into our lives to help us to learn things and to mirror things to us so that we can see it. So sometimes our most difficult, and often our most difficult relationships and interactions with people are because they're trying to show us something. And we signed up for it. We chose before we came into this life to have certain experiences to help us grow and learn things. You can't learn things if everything is just given to you, if everything is just easy. if everything is just presented to you and you don't have to figure anything out, can you really learn? I don't think so. So my understanding is we were created, we go through this decision on what we want to learn, and we go through many lifetimes, many journeys, not even all on Earth. It's a very multi-universe out there, and not even all, my understanding, not even all planets, their inhabitants, not all even experience emotion. So on Earth we experience emotion, and my understanding also is because we experience emotion, we can go to deeper depths of learning things. So we're choosing which life, who we want to be, what color our skin is, whether we're a male or female, making agreements with other souls on what we're going to accomplish when we have interactions in this life. And we're given emotions, we're given free will choice, and we're given an ego. We're given all of those things to go play on Earth. For those of us who are watching this, to go play on Earth and experience what we want and can experience, so that we grow and learn, or learn and grow, I guess. Free will. We're given free will to make choices, and free will can be very much impacted by our emotions. Sometimes our emotions can interfere or impact our decisions. A lot of times that happens, actually. Even if we're a really grounded, good-hearted person, our emotions can get in our way of us having clear understanding, knowing how to make clear choices, knowing what the best choices are, all of that kind of stuff. And then you have the ego. We have to have an ego, okay? Our ego helps us to get things done. But our ego also can interfere with our growth. It can also impact our lives in a way that is detrimental. And in our society, in the world that we live in now, there's a lot of ego. There's a lot of too much ego in there. A lot of people are fighting that. They're trying to help other people see what damage the ego does, I guess is the best way to put it. So an example. We all do this. I'm not somebody who's not included in all of us. Certain situations go on, we make judgments about other people, the situations, the subject, whatever it is, the experience. That's ego. When we're coming from a heart space, we're not an ego. Coming from a place of love, that's God. God wants only the best for us. God, the universe, whatever you particularly call that source, that higher source. Some of you don't call it God, and that's fine. That's totally your choice. When we blame other people, don't take responsibility for our own actions, that's ego. When we lie, for whatever reason, that's ego. When we steal, I'm drawing a blank. Any of those kind of things, we're functioning from ego. We're not functioning from our hearts and from a loving place. So, I wanted to get across in this video how we got here, the choices that we've had, what interferes with our growth and our learning, which are emotions, ego, free will choice, and getting stuck, I would say, in those kind of energies. And I'm going to give you some time to process this, think through this. Some of you may have never heard this before, this view of things before. And then the next video I'm going to have, I'm going to take it a little further and tell you where you can go from here. So I hope you find that helpful. Again, this is from what I've learned, from my perspective. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. You know, it doesn't have to. We're all here. We all have free will choice. So we have the right and the means to believe in anything that we want to believe in and choose. I do believe that what we believe forms our life and our journey, and what we believe we create, and that if somebody were sitting right next to me and they believe something totally different, it's their truth, and that's what they're going to create in their life. That's what their life is going to be based on. And what I believe and what I have expressed is what my life is based on. And that can change. I can tell you probably 20 years ago, there are a lot of things that I've gotten deeper and better understanding of that were different, that are different now than were 20 years ago. So as we grow and as we learn, as we have new awarenesses, new light bulbs that go on, new understandings, we evolve, we learn, and things change for us. And that's as well as our beliefs. I did once hear, it was one of my spiritual teachers, and I've held this dearly to my heart ever since I heard it, that all beliefs are limiting. And even the belief that beliefs are limiting is limiting. There you go. So that's the premise on which I basically try to live my life, and try to help others to understand. And I do know that belief systems can get us stuck and can hold us into places that won't allow us to learn and move forward. Okay, I'm going to end it there, and we'll see where we go with the next one. Sending you lots of love, many blessings. Comment. Let me know if there's something you'd like to hear me do videos about. If there's questions about something I've said that you would like expansion on. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done that. Let anybody know who you feel like might benefit from this video, what my YouTube site is. And in the description, you'll find my email if you want to send me an email. And with that, I will let you go. Many blessings, and sending you lots and lots of love.